Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Epitome of Sublime Beauty Goku Black, otherwise known as the TUR Transforming Goku Black. I have him rainbowed, not just around level 10 links, but pretty high links, level 8s and 7s. And we're going to take a look at just how good he is in DBZ Dokkan Battle. Now he's a time traveler's lead of 150% or a in-type lead of 90%. He greatly raises defense on his 12 key, his super attack, and his passive in base form is attack of 40% at the start of each turn up to 120 with a crit chance of 5% with each attack received. He will transform when the conditions are met. Now he will transform when HP is 80% or above, starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. And yeah, overall I would say his passive, obviously big kind of disclaimer, no defense in there. Now that's a huge problem nowadays, but back then it wasn't such a big issue, but back then we didn't have the link level update, so he's kind of just been wishing and washing around, getting little buffs here and there. He has Core Judgment, Fear and Faith, Nightmare, Prepared for Battle, Dismal Future, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle. He's on Realm of the Gods, Batara, Future Saga, Transformation Boost, Time Travelers, Kamehameha, Inhuman Deeds, Corroded Body and Mind, Accelerated Battle, Worldwide Chaos, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and Power of Wishes. In terms of the transform state, his Goku Black or Goku Rosé state, which you obviously get after the transformation occurs, his Goku Rosé state greatly raises defense again, which is pretty good. The greatly raising defense is really solid. Then has 150% attack with a 50% baseline chance of crit and gives all extreme class allies 3 key. Now Goku Black's best build is going to be additional. It's pretty straightforward. Not only does he have a 40% base crit chance in his base form, he has a 50% in his transform state, so you don't really need crit. A little bit of crit obviously always helps, but realistically speaking we want him to fire as many super attacks as possible, because every single super attack is going to make his defense go up quite substantially. Now he replaces some of his links. Cold Judgment gets replaced, which is pretty big, and obviously as well Fear and Faith gets replaced with Super Saiyan and Kamehameha. Now the big issue Goku Black has is he just doesn't have any starting defense. So the huge problem he has is he's basically building from zero. And when you look at Goku Black as a unit, that's quite difficult nowadays in super hard content. Before, honestly, I found him to be fine. Doing events like Fighting Legend Goku, longer events, I found him to always stack more than adequately. The big issue is the transform conditions, I think, and the fact that he doesn't have starting defense. Obviously, easy A's and your attack stats should go up with easy A's and things like that in future. And I think the offensive part of his kit is fine. With easy A stats, even with just easy A stats, this guy could be hitting 5-6 million crit super attacks, very akin to the Trunks, the tech Trunks that we just got. So I don't think the offensive side will lack. I think whatever they do with him, I think he'll come out fine. I think it's the defensive side where we need to be super duper careful with this guy, because he right now has nothing. So obviously gaining, very similar to AGL's master, could become incredibly good. But the big thing with Goku Black now is he just doesn't have the ramp up time required. You're going to see him at turn 10 here have close to 300k defense, and that looks really good. That's like, wow, that's pretty good, that's pretty decent. The thing is, he starts super low, and that's also with him p-backing through the difficult portions of his kit with a support the whole way. So the support makes a very big difference for him. I think it's very apparent that it makes a super big difference for him, and so it is important to understand that he's piggybacking on the support quite substantially, and that's what kind of gets him through the sections where he then gets his transformation and then immediately improves. When he is transformed, things get a lot better, just because that baseline crit chance. I think, for me, obviously, the transformation requirements also give him a bit of a headache, because he's not terrible in his base form, I mean, barring defense issues aside, but yeah, you do want to transform him as early as possible. I think that's quite apparent. And 80% health after 6 turns is quite difficult, especially since you have to have it at the start of the turn. So it means that, like, for example, on turn 5, you can't drop below 80% health. Which, yeah, at the end of the day is quite a big ask, at least when I consider things. And if you want to take them into hard content, that 80% threshold is not going to be super great. So it is going to be quite preventative. It is going to be a bit of an issue. In terms of what they could do with his ZZA, I think maybe they can go a bit of a different direction to Trunks. He already has very good baseline crit. He already has, very good builds. For me personally, I would say don't give him additionals. And then leave him with the crit, let people build him into additionals, and let him rather build up something like damage reduction with each hit. Even if they just give him defense and then like 30% damage reduction, that's built up maybe at 10% per hit that he receives, and then sits at 30% for the rest of the battle. I think that's really good. I think that'll be what takes the edge off of him, makes him a perfect second slot unit for Zamasu, or just any unit really. Also makes him potentially later on a first slot unit for Goku Black units. I think give him some damage reduction, because the theme of Goku Black, the reason why they gave him greatly raising defense and why they gave him no defense is because thematically Goku Black keeps getting his ass beat, but then comes back stronger every time, and obviously then he's super duper strong and he becomes tougher and tougher with each hit that he receives. I think the issue at the end of the day is that unfortunately, nowadays starting with no defense is just too low a baseline. Even though, I mean, look, it's Fighting Legend Goku GT event and he can get up to, the big bad bosses active over 300k defense and 4 million attack stats, and that's good. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way his passives build up, the way he's built up. I think the 50% crit was ahead of its time. I think it's awesome. Animations are really good as well. I just think, he just needs a little bit more TLC on the defensive side. And I don't want them to just create a carbon copy of the Goku Black, of the Trunks. It's not really something I like when they just do mirror EZAs. I'd love for him to have damage reduction. I think that would be the best. I would love to basically see that. I think realistically speaking, it's going to be really awesome, and I look forward to ZZA. I think it could be something exciting. Link-wise, Goku Black units are kind of a little bit different to Zamasu units, so they obviously sport Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, and Prepared for Battle, which are more Saiyan orientated links. Understandably so, because obviously they are technically part Saiyan, but he still links relatively well as Zamasu units. He's still got Big Bad Bosses, he's still got Dismal Future, he's still got Nightmare, he's still got Fierce Battle, which a lot of Zamasu units have, so he won't struggle for a place on the team. And he'll also help you facilitate units like Strength Goku Black, and potentially the future EZA, a la Goku Rose, or just Goku Rose in general. So he's got space. There's good position for a transforming Goku Black that starts as baseline Goku Black. I think there's a lot of good maneuvering and positioning around that, and he can really kind of be the final good little crisp bit on top of the current team build. But yeah, overall, he looks really solid. The Cold Judgment in his base form is really nice, but Cold Judgment and Big Bad Bosses are a bit difficult to get together. But he does have value in link leveling, obviously, as an extreme unit. I think it's pretty much guaranteed that he has really good baseline link leveling. Extreme units always tend to gain more than super units, and that trend doesn't really stop with Goku Black. He just continues to elevate that trend. So yeah, overall, really good unit, a really fun time. I think he's primed for an EZA. If it's not this celebration, hopefully soon. I think he definitely, when he does EZA, depending on how they handle him, could have a kit that is just really, really good. And considering we now have a decent number of options for first slot units, I think a great second slot unit with a high crit chance, with big raw defense after his super attacks. Could be exactly what we need to round out the team. I just think he looks really good in that position. And yeah, obviously being a pseudo lead for time travelers would also help as well. And I think would help out a lot of teams as well. So yeah, overall, really good stuff. I enjoyed using him. I think he's great. And I'd love to hear what you guys think. Because yeah, I actually was very impressed with how he did even now. So definitely interesting. That's it from me. Bye.